Rayshard Brooks was sitting in his car when the officers arrived.
Sir.
They'd been called because he was asleep at the wheel at the nearby drive-thru.
The drive-thru line here.
In a conversation which lasted half an hour and filmed on the officers' body cameras, they asked him why he was there, what he'd been doing, if he'd been drinking.
I just had a few drinks, that's it.
How many?
1.5.
They conducted a field sobriety test on him, which he complied with.
2014, 2015.
Mr. Brooks then agreed to a breathalyzer test, which he failed.
Stop. Very good.
At that point, the officer stepped in to handcuff him.
Put your hands behind your back.
As they wrestle, the body camera falls off. But from the car camera, you can see Mr. Brooks grab a taser stun gun from the officer. The other then shoots him with his taser. Mr. Brooks runs off. A security camera picks him up, shooting back at the officers with the non-lethal taser. He's then shot twice with a lethal weapon. Rayshard Brooks was pronounced dead in hospital. He was 27 years old. The predictable angry fallout came quickly.
No justice! No justice!
The drive-thru was burning through the night. With the fire out, the day was one of angry reflection.
We built different. We built different, man. And
all here asking why this keeps happening.
The fight, it's tiring. The fight, it hurts. It hurts. But listen, man, we have to build this nation all over again, man.
And with their own anecdotes of their encounters with the police.
But still, when he walked up to my window, he was like this.
Always,
but
always.
It's like,
why is your hand
on,
none of that? Like,
why is your hand on your gun as soon as you get to my window?
But right now, we looking for answers. We want some real answers. You ain't telling us nothing. Y'all ain't telling us nothing, man.
Among the crowd trying to calm things, Joyce Shepherd, a local resident for 40 years and a city council worker. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm emotional right now. I'm out here with my people, talking to them, listening also, trying my best to listen. Some of them are not listening, but that's all good because what we have to do is continue the dialogue.
Across the city, Atlanta's mayor made clear her view.
While there may be debate as to whether this was an appropriate use of deadly force, I firmly believe that there is a clear distinction between what you can do and what you should do.
Mr. Brooks's family say he'd been celebrating his daughter's 8th birthday shortly before he was killed.
Nobody's trying to find a vaccine for why officers pulled the trigger so quick on African Americans.
And so there is now another name and another face to follow that of George Floyd. The anger here is raw, and the sense of injustice is only deepening. The disconnect between the police and the communities they are entrusted to protect is worse by the day. Mark Stone, Sky News in Atlanta.